Welcome back to home base. It's time to change outfits again. I'm not sure Mimi will be too happy about this one because she usually wears the yellow bow. Mimi is also apparently too young or too much a wuss to help Kitty save the world. Her parents aren't doing it because they're not magical girls. That's self-explanatory. They never really mentioned this strange energy again, but we do get some ninja enemies. Their only attack is to jump up in the air and throw their shurikens around everywhere, which can honestly be difficult to deal with unless you jump or just dash past them. But they throw them in a wide pattern and there's always multiple of them, so it's actually kinda easy to get hit in this level. Another reason it's easy to get hit is because of these bombs on parachutes. If they land on you, they blow up, but after they land, they run along the ground to chase you. You can evade them by jumping over them. Combined with the ninja enemies, it can actually be really difficult to get away scratch-free. There are more difficult combinations of enemies, but only in one level. Also, you might have noticed that we have Purin with us again. That's because we didn't get a new ally from the boss battle, and Purin is my favorite of the assistant characters. So I'm sure you've seen all these torn up cars that are completely sliced in two and destroyed. There is a story-related reason for this, but it's going to seem pretty, dark when you see what our ally character is for this level. Also, these ninjas are trying to run away with one of our friends. We can't have that. I'm not sure they could write Kitty to seem more like a robot if they tried to. Her dialogue seems very disinterested. But she could just be pragmatic, you know, maybe she's all business. I'm not sure she actually has any lighthearted dialogue in the entire game. Yes, these yellow boxes do have the face of the boss character on them. Putting two ninja enemies on either side of a mini-boss is actually a really good idea. It's a shame the ninja enemies don't actually get that close, otherwise they might be a real threat. Oh yeah, I did say Purin was my favorite assist character, and I think it should be obvious why. It's because he's Purin. I mean, just look at his face. The gimmick of this level is finding batteries for runabouts so we can go and bust down some walls. And I guess we're just going to ignore all these cars that have been butchered, even though runabouts is a car. Just kind of walking right past them, or scooting. So we need 6 batteries to fully charge runabouts, but we only need 3 of them to break down the first wall. There's no way you would know this unless you talk to runabouts after you get the first 3 batteries. All of the batteries are hidden in boxes around the parking lot. The batteries are like this size of runabouts. I'm not sure why someone just left them around in boxes. Here's a power-up item for Tabo, which, I mean, we're never going to use Tabo again, but that's nice, I guess. I feel like there should be a lot more enemies around the boxes than there are, especially since you spend a lot of the level looking for these batteries. Oh yeah, I suppose I should mention what Runabouts does as a support character. He rams his head into stuff. Now you might think Tabo already has that niche covered, but Runabouts does it much better. Anyway, as I was saying, Runabouts is much better at his job than Tabo because Runabouts is a lot more aggressive. He's probably the most aggressive support character. As you're seeing right here, he doesn't even wait a full second before he rams his head into them again. He just keeps at it constantly. So I'd say he's the most practical in terms of combat purposes. His ability may not be the most interesting, but you don't have to be interesting to be useful. Oh wow, I feel a little bit embarrassed. I didn't even mention Monkichi's special ability when we had him, but he didn't really fight anybody, did he? That level was mostly platforming. Anyway, Monkichi's special ability is that he can slow down enemies by throwing bananas at them. He's basically a worse version of Purin. The only downside to Purin, also I almost forgot this megaphone. The only downside to Purin is that he makes the enemies run away when he causes them to stop attacking. That's actually a really neat detail. So I wouldn't call that a flaw, since it's an intentional piece of game design. Anyway, we need to bust down the second wall with runabouts, and then we can fight another mini-boss. A new one this time. This one is blue and has a weird satellite array on his head that he uses to shoot waves at Kitty or something? It hurts her, so whatever. He also runs away a lot. I guess that's something unique about him, but aside from that, he works the same way as all the other mini-bosses. Also, runabouts completely wrecks him. We have yet another new outfit, and this one is also yellow. It's almost indistinguishable from the other yellow outfit because it's hard to make out the texture. But this time it's the leopard pattern. Kitty's just feeling very yellow today. Also, she has a picture of Purin in her house, which obviously means she has amazing taste anyway. No introductory briefing for this level, but that's because the gimmick of this level also here's a power-up item. But that's because the gimmick of this level, aside from a minor chase sequence, is that it's really hard. I mentioned there was one level where the enemy combinations were more difficult than the last one, and it's this one. Mostly because of these guys with balloons on their head that throw bombs constantly. In combination with the ninja enemies, it's really difficult to find a safe place to stand. I do like the sports theming of this level, by the way. I like that you have to use these little ping pong tables as platforms. It's kind of cute. But the main challenge of this level comes from fighting the enemies, so we're just not going to do that. That may seem kind of lazy, but it's really the best solution available. We can see an advertisement for a water slide right there. I wonder if we'll get to play on that. So for some reason our friends are determined to kill us by placing us directly on this deadly water slide. Now you might think that Kitty's dash is an easy way to get through this no problem, but the ball seems to get faster as you get faster. Go figure. Also, even though this is a water slide, it's very horizontal, not a lot of vertical here. It's time for us to gain another new ally, this time it's Melody. What they were trying to tell you with that conversation is that Melody's ability is actually to heal Kitty during a fight. She doesn't really battle too much. Now, I've never actually been able to trigger Melody's healing ability. I don't know if this is because my health hasn't been low enough, but I've never ever seen it. These little moving barricades can be easily jumped over, so even though they're meant to push you off the platforms, that's unlikely to happen. Hello Kitty's grandma is over here, who's the only family member I'm actually interested in. So with Kitty's grandma safe, we just have to make our way over to our murderous friends, and then we can exit the level. The only reason I like Kitty's grandma is because she sells you the music in the game, but we're not going to buy it in this playthrough because there's no reason to do that. It's cute music, but this is a Let's Play, not a Let's Listen. Alright, this time we finally unlocked my favorite outfit in the game. It's the same as Kitty's normal magical girl outfit, just with prettier colors. Now she looks like an anti-hero. This next boss, for whatever reason, has a habit of crashing during the cutscenes for me, so I'm going to save. I think that's just an issue with my disc, though, and not the game. So just like Ready Bear, there are two ways to attack this guy, and this time they're both equally useful. Now, throwing the baseball against the walls so they bounce into the enemy might sound kind of difficult, because you figure you have to account for the physics, right? Well, no, you don't. You just throw the ball on the wall near them, and it immediately homes in on them. The boss himself has 3 attacks. He sends out 3 baseballs that bounce around the arena and can hit you. Very easy to dodge, just jump over them. He throws 3 baseballs in a row at you, very easy to dodge, just move left or right. Or he charges at you, very easy to dodge and can hurt him. So he's not challenging by any means unless you're standing close to him for whatever reason. Oh, I almost forgot his last attack. He just flips out and twirls around the arena like a nut job. That one's easier to dodge than any of the others. Here he's doing it right now. To be fair, he is invincible while he does this, but he's nowhere near you most of the time. Very easy, but he still has more variety than most of the other bosses. He might have more variety than any of the other bosses, actually. Ow.